Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the season finale. I guess it's a season finale episode of the Big Brother Weekend Review. It's listen, I've been bitching and complaining this whole season about the cookout and how I did not like the cookout, and I did not like what they did and anything like that. I found it very distasteful, and I found it kind of racist as well. Everybody that wants to say that, what about all of the all white alliance as well? And I've said this before, they weren't they weren't made because the people were white. They were made to get to the end of the game. This was made for both reasons. This was made because they were all black and they wanted to get, all six of them to the end of the game, which it did. And congratulations, you can give them that. But in Christian, he said it on the finale. It's about that this is the greatest alliance ever. It is. It is not. It is not. Um, Give them credit. It's good. I think they're in the top three. They're in the top three. I think they're behind the committee and they're behind the brigade. They're in the top three, but they're not the greatest of all time. It just isn't. Um, Having said all that, we got a great winner. I was very worried, very worried that Ozzy or Big D would end up being the champions of this season, and they would have done nothing but win HOH Part 3. HOH Part 2, Part 1, Part 2, or Part 3, and this would have done that. Um, but yeah, this was a great winner. Great winner. Season was okay. Xavier winning it makes it a lot better. It makes it a lot better to um I can't think of the word, but it's you can be okay with this season because Xavier won. And so yeah, I mean let's go back and let's just really quick, let's go back and talk about some of the things, maybe some of the turning points of this game. And I think that the first turning point obviously is the casting. When you cast 6 black people, you know, on the show, they knew what they were doing. The Big Brother cast knew what they were doing. They said last year they wanted to do 50% of BPIOC, but they didn't do that. They just cast it, But technically they did, but I mean, come on. You cast one Latino, you cast one Asian, and you cast 6 black people. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? All of them said they went in the house. They saw people who were the same color. They said, I'm not going to be able to take them out. And it's an understanding. So this is going to be this understanding that we have. So and the producers knew that's what they were going to do. In fact, the producers probably looked for people that were probably going to be like that. They probably looked for people that was saying, their goal was to be the first black winner, right? And knowing that when they go in there and they see 6 other people, here's my opportunity to do that, achieve that. And that's what they probably looked for. So that was the turning point of the season. That was the first turning point. Second turning point, I think, is Derek X's, shout out Christian, or you could say either one. You could say Christian for some ridiculous reason taking out Whitney, or you could say Derek X going ahead and taking out Christian. That was another turning point of the game. And also you could say that entire week was a turning point because then later on that week when Xavier and Alyssa and Claire and and Tiffany were trying to flip the vote and get to keep Christian and take out Sarah Beth, and they wanted to talk to Brittany, and then Ozzy and Big D went up with Brittany for some reason. It's that was a turning point as well, because that could have kept Christian in the game. And if Christian stays in that game and Sarah Beth leaves, then who knows what happens? Does Kai feel betrayed by the cookout, and does he expose the cookout? And then what happens there? Does Christian then put up two members of the cookout? You know, does he go after Ozzy and Big D? You know, to get them out. Something like that. So it's so many things that could have happened, and I would have loved to have seen it. It just didn't go that way. And I think the final turning point was Ozzy putting up Xavier and not putting up Xavier and Kylan, but putting up Xavier and Hannah. That was the final turning point in the game. Because if you put up Xavier and Kylan and Kylan wins, then I guess there is still a chance that Hannah goes out. Because Kylan takes himself off the block. She's not going to put up Big D because Big D is her ally. So she's going to, her number one ally. So she's going to put up Hannah, but then they still send Hannah out. That still probably happens, but you never know, right? And you never know. Maybe because and maybe if Kylan is on the block, maybe he's not he's not as focused as he was in winning the competition. So it's so many things could happen. But that was the last turning point of this game. But it was a wild ride. It really was. And this show for me has always been just a fun watch. Even when people who I root for, things that I want to happen, doesn't go my way, it's always been a fun watch. This year it wasn't, and part of that was because of the cookout. I just didn't. Again, I just didn't like it. I know some people are like, "Well, aren't you black? Shouldn't you enjoy it?" No, it doesn't. Because I don't think because I see the hypocrisy and like I mentioned earlier, there's hypocrisy. If six white people got together and said, "Hey, we're gonna keep all of us in this house together because we're white, and we're gonna vote out all of the non-whites," that's racism. That's racist. Why isn't this racism? It is racist. It really is. And you know, nobody sees it like that, but it is. But it's the hypocrisy of like that in real life too. When the black people do it, it's not racist. When the white people do it, it's racist. It's always the hypocrisy of that. And he just brought it into the Big Brother house. So, yeah, I did enjoy this year. And that's the thing, because like even if and then as we before I go there, as we look into like the future seasons, right? So what happens next year? What happens next year? What happens next year? And it ain't even got to be six. Let's just say it's three. Let's say it's the way I felt like it should have been, right? Which was three black people, three Latinos, and three Asians, and then seven white people, right? There's your 50% BIPOC, right? And I guess also the BI, part of that is the disputed sexuality. Apparently, um, Sarah Beth and Claire was both bisexual. What's his face? Derek F he was gay. No, he is gay. He was gay. As if he's done died. Yeah, he's dead. But so yeah, so I guess that goes into it as well. But if you have like that next and the seven white people, I swear, I think, and maybe it may not be next season, but in the future seasons, I think they're gonna do this, and there is gonna be someone, a group of people, and it may not even be white people. What it may be is that it may be, it may be like they cast 4 Asians on the on the show, right? They cast 4 Asians on the show, and there's 3 black people. And the 3 black people are close together, right? It could be the 4 Asian people that says we need to, we need to break up those 3 black people because they could be dangerous to our game. Or like I don't think it might be is that there's gonna be a group of white people that would say that about any minority that's it's in a large minority. So I don't know. They got their black winner, so I hope they go back to doing it the way they were doing it before, where they weren't trying to fill in a quota. They were just putting in the best people they felt would be best for the show. And if there was one black person, fine. If there were 2 black people, good. If there was 1 Latino, if there was 1 Asian, if there was 3 Latinos, whoever, right? But I feel and I don't think that you can't you can't tell me otherwise that this season without question was to get a black winner, and they got it. So I hope that we go back to the way we used to go, and we used to be like that. I don't even want to do the 50% BIP POC. I really don't, because again, like I said, I feel like that could lead to the race war, and and that's something that you don't want to see on television. You don't want to see on television. You don't want to see that. As for this program that I do, I've been doing this program the last couple years. I think I did. I think I did. I've done. I think I did 21. I think I did. I think I did 21. I may have did 20. I may have did 20. I may have did 20. I'm not sure. I can't remember who 21 was. 20 was Casey. 21. I'm getting old already. 21 was Jesus Christ. See, like I just don't know. Don't know who 21 was. 22 was Austin Jackson. 23 was Cody. This one, 24, is Xavier. 21. Who the fuck was 21? I'm gonna go ahead and Google it. I'm gonna go ahead and Google it because I just don't I can't remember. It might tell you how the season was. It might tell you how the season was. Uh, no, 21 was Jackson. So who was 22? Oh no. Okay, so this no. Oh, see, I'm a dumbass. This is 23. The 20. Okay, so 22. Okay, so see, okay. My bad. I'm a dumbass. I know everything like that. So yeah, so I think I started in 20, doing it in Big Brother 20, and then I did 21, and I did 22, and I've done this year. I don't know if I'm gonna do next season. I don't know if I'm gonna do Big Brother 24, and it's for a couple of reasons. Um, One is I felt doing this year that because of my, for my disdain for the cookout and everything that they were, and everything that was happening, everything that they were doing, I felt kind of negative. I felt kind of negative doing it, and that's something that I don't want to be. What I want to do is I want to be. If I want to do something like this, I want to be able to, you know, do this and talk about some things, and maybe like kind of like express my opinions here and there, and maybe be critical, you know, of something or someone, but not necessarily have the disdain and almost to the point of hatred, like I had, like I had this year. I didn't like that. I didn't like that for me. I didn't like that for you to having to watch me be that way. Two, I just don't know what what things is, because the way my life is right now, it's kind of hectic, and things can happen, and on certain days and things like that. Like I don't have any structure with it, to be honest with you, and so I could and might have to do something on a Thursday, and then because what I like to do is I like to get up early in the morning, or not, and get up early, but I like to get up in the morning and do this first thing. First thing in the morning, get up and then do the Big Brother weekend review, and then edit it, yada yada, yada, put it out there, right? Put it out there when the feeds go down the first time on Thursday, and so and sometimes, and this year it was a few times when that wasn't able to happen, and I wasn't able to be happening. So I had to wait to later on and do it or whatever. So there's that, and then there's just the probably the other thing of just you know excuse me, it's just the part of just kind of like doing it, because this is the only TV show I do it for. Is this. I don't do it. There are so many other TV shows that I watch and that I love. I don't do a Survivor show and review, right? I don't do a Survivor show and review. I don't do a I don't do um anything for like any of like the TV shows that I watch. I don't do it for the Flash, or I don't do it for Supergirl, or I don't do it for Law and Order SVU or anything like that. So you know, kind of a question is why am I doing it for this? So um yeah, and there's a few other things too I don't want to mention, but yeah. So be honest with you, I don't know if I'll be doing this next year. I really don't. I don't know if I'll be doing this next year. We'll have to wait and see. Um, because also I like to also just like to sit back and watch and don't have to do some things, but we'll just have to really just wait and see how I feel next year, and if I want to do it next year or not. So yeah, and I think finally, to end this video, I think this was like I mentioned earlier, it's an okay season, probably a little bit below average. A lot of things that we talked about and things I didn't like about this season, yada yada yada, and everything like that. But I think we got a great winner. I think the best player of the season won, which is always good. It's always good when the best player of the season wins. It's okay when the best player between the final two wins, but it's okay when better. It's always better when the best player wins, and when the best player makes it all the way to the end and wins. Um, and we haven't gotten that a lot very much, you know. Got it last year with Cody, the best of all time. 21 with Jackson, the best player that year. 20, Casey won. Tyler was the best season, and and he, and that was just, a little bit of a bitter jury. Um, 19 was Josh, right? He beat he beat what's his face, who was the better player that year, Paul. Nicole, Paul Nicole and Paul. Paul was probably the better player, but again, Nicole won because of girl power. Uh, 17 was hmm. See, I can't think of. So 17 was Steve. 17 was Steve, and Steve was the better player between him and Liz, but Vanessa was the best player on that season, and Steve took out Vanessa, and they even referenced it this year with Claire. Claire recently, she said Steve took out Vanessa, so Steve deserved to win, and they was talking about this about Azza and talking about how Azza her game, and if Azza were to take out X, then Azza would win. Azza would have the thing needed to win, but she didn't have anything to win. She really didn't. She might have had one or two votes. Might have been from Tiffany and Hannah, just because they would have felt like, you know, they needed to be. But Xavier should have won 9-0 on anybody. He should have. He should have won. And it was incredible. So yeah, it's a great thing. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this season. Hope you guys enjoyed my videos. Whether you agreed or disagreed with me, I hope they gave you some thought provoking commentary. So yeah, we'll see what happens next year. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. I am out. Congratulations to Xavier being the first black player to win Big Brother US.